After my breakup with Mark in 2015, I tried not to lock myself away in pain. Dating apps were booming. I'd never used them before, but I thought, why not? Given the last 2 episodes of the podcast, you've probably realized I never really got the hang of dating codes. And honestly, even today, I still don't get them. Everything feels so complicated. We live in a culture of instant gratification, overconsumption, even in love. As a result, we lose sight of what's worth fighting for and the value of simple things. These days, love as a transactional currency seems to be the norm in the dating world. Men calculate how much they'll have to spend to get a woman into bed. Women calculate how to manipulate a guy just enough to make him cough up cash. Although, let's be real, the roles have flipped quite a bit. Some men now calculate how to manipulate a woman into spending on them, and some women calculate not how much they need to give to attract someone, but how much they need to invest: time, attention, energy, sometimes even money, just to be loved. And then, in the middle of all this noise, there's us. Us, the simple girls. The ones just looking for something real. The ones who love honesty, sincere gestures, little things that cost nothing but mean everything. But even that today, in the dating world, simplicity is no longer seen as a strength. Episode 21. You're a cheap date. To all my single friends, I want to ask you a question, especially those of you who complain about being single, who dream of having someone in your life, who are tired of swiping, doubting, and feeling alone. My question is simple. Well, actually, it's twofold. Do you know what you want, and do you know what you're worth? There's nothing wrong with not wanting to be single anymore, but if you don't know what you want, why you want to be in a relationship, what you're looking for, what you actually need, nor what you're worth, what you, as a unique person, bring to a relationship, what you deserve, what you're willing to tolerate, and what's non-negotiable, then you're going to run in circles. You'll repeat the same patterns. You'll get into relationships for the wrong reasons, and naturally, with the wrong person. The truth is, most of us, in our quest for love, forget to ask ourselves these fundamental questions. Questions that can change everything and set the groundwork before we even think about committing to someone. Here's how I see it. I think what most of us want is a healthy, deep, lasting relationship. But too often we confuse having chemistry with being truly connected. And when we meet someone we like, if we're not clear on our worth, we tend to lower our standards, to bend our values to match theirs, to convince ourselves they're the one in the moment. But doing that means you're pouring yourself into someone who isn't worth it. You're diminishing your own value in their eyes. A while ago, I met a guy. My friends, I was head over heels, like totally smitten. But sadly for me, and despite all the work I've done on myself these past few years to grow, heal, and move forward, I fell back into some old patterns. The silver lining, that relationship, which wasn't really a relationship at all, helped me pinpoint what I still need to work on. And maybe even why, 10 years after my breakup with Mark, I still struggle to find love. This guy came into my life at a time when, honestly, love was the last thing on my mind. I was laser focused on work, on my projects, on my calling. But over time, I let myself get swept away. A guy unlike any other, big-hearted, a little different in his way of thinking, like me. Not a 9-to-5er, so he understood my ambition, my crazy schedule. An old school guy, he pays, never lets you take out your wallet, even if you insist. He's present, picks up when you call out of the blue, responds when you need him. Even though you're not officially together, just getting to know each other. But also a guy with his insecurities, fresh out of a long relationship, not ready to settle down. And let's be honest, he had his flaws. A guy who treats you well but knows he's not treating you as well as you deserve and doesn't understand why you're still sticking around anyway. In short, almost the perfect guy. Almost. One day, after a date, he said to me, "You're a cheap date." I frowned, offended. I snapped back, "I'm not a cheap date." He said he didn't mean it like that. He meant I was easy to please. At first it stung, but later I understood. What happened was my little nurse syndrome came roaring back. I convinced myself because of that rare chemistry and connection that we were meant to be. So without waiting for him to prove himself, I gave it all. I treated him like he was already my boyfriend, my rock, almost my husband. Basically, I played the good little wife role. What I see as simplicity, the fact that I'm not into flashy things, that I prefer thoughtful gestures over big gifts. In this world, it often comes across as being too easy. The truth is, in today's society, we only value things that come with a high price tag. We glorify what makes us sweat, struggle, fight. But deep down, the things with the most value are precisely the ones that are simple, genuine, and rare. From that realization, I understood something. Maybe I'm still single because my kindness and simplicity, the things I give naturally without keeping score, aren't respected for what they're truly worth. Why? Because the wrong people didn't have to work to earn that part of me. I also realized that to build a healthy, lasting, deep relationship, chemistry and connection aren't enough. There's a recipe, and for me, it comes down to 4 essential elements. Element 1, he has to recognize my worth on his own. I need to stop overselling myself. Stop revealing too much too soon. As long as the person in front of me shows no clear intentions, no matter how I feel, I have to hold back. The challenge? Finding the balance. Staying true to myself without handing over the keys to my heart too quickly. But let's be clear, if a man perceives me as cheap, easy to get, always available, endlessly giving, he won't put in the extra effort. Element 2, raise the level of the challenge. By nature, I'm warm, giving, easygoing. I help, I give, I expect nothing in return. That's just who I am. But in the dating world, that can be misread. If the guy feels no challenge at all, he'll instantly put me in the too easy box. Raising the challenge doesn't mean playing games or being unreachable. It simply means letting him figure out how much he needs to invest before I do. Otherwise, my kindness becomes obvious, even expected. And when something's expected, it loses its value. Element 3, chemistry. The spark, the attraction, that little thing that makes your heart race when he walks into the room. I can't do without it. Before jumping into a relationship, I need to feel it, and you can't manufacture it. It's either there or it's not. Element 4, connection. The real kind, the kind where you understand each other without words, where you share more than just moments, you share deep emotions. Connection is what gives meaning. It's what turns chemistry into a lasting bond. These 4 elements create balance. The trap, settling for just 1 or 2. A little attraction, a hint of a vibe, and boom, we rush in, head first, hoping the rest will come with time. Spoiler alert, it doesn't. And in the end, you're even more disappointed, even more jaded about love than before. But again, we can only build all this if we know what we want, and most importantly, what we're worth. As I always say, I'm a work in progress, and so are you. So take your time and remember my lesson. Lesson number 22. Your worth isn't up for negotiation. It reveals itself to the one who can afford its value. Hey, this was Lucrece. Thanks for listening to Destiny Podcast.